Hello everyone, welcome to the middle of the week. How are you doing? It is not only Wednesday, but it is September now. Can you believe we're leaving summer behind and fall is fast approaching? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good week. Just wanted to share a thought with you this week, something that jumped out at me from the book of Acts, a fascinating book at the beginning of Christianity. And I've oftentimes heard people say like, oh, it would be so good. It would be so good to go back to the early Christian church when they were full of the Spirit and everything was going great. And I'm like, well, that would certainly be exciting times to be living in. But I don't know that everything was going great, even in the early church. There were plenty of disputes, plenty of conflicts. That's what Acts is all about. That's why Paul wrote the letters that he wrote to the churches, because they were having problems. And it wasn't just Paul always fixing problems. Sometimes even leaders in the church can be part of the problem. One time Paul was. Here we find in Acts chapter 15 a dispute between Paul and another leader. It says in Acts chapter 15, verse 36, "Then after some days, Paul said to Barnabas, 'Let us now go back and visit our brothers and sisters in every city where we have preached the word of God, and see how they're doing.'" So let's go back and check on everybody. Let's see how they're doing. Now Barnabas was determined to take with them John, called Mark. This is believed to be the one who wrote the Gospel of Mark. Verse 38, "But Paul insisted that they should not take with them the one who had departed from them in Pamphylia, who had gone with them to the work." So he had gone with them, and then John Mark left and said, "I got to go back." And that did not sit well with Paul. Verse 39, "Then the contention became so sharp that they parted one from another." Wow. Arguments between church leaders. Sometimes we talk about arguments in the church between members, but no, it's between leaders too, and it happened all the way back in the first century. So yes, we still have them today. Arguments between members and arguments between church leaders. Sometimes we don't agree. But does that mean that God can't use us? Not at all. In fact, God took this disagreement over including Mark and doubled the ministry. What happened? It says that they got so contentious that Barnabas decided to leave, and he took Mark and sailed to Cyprus. But Paul chose Silas and departed, being commended by brethren to the grace of God. And he went to Syria and strengthened the churches. So God was able to use even our disputes for the gospel, because instead of having just those two go out, 4 went out, and God doubled the missionary work. Certainly not easy when we're going through strife and conflict, and it's not fun at home, it's not fun at work, it's not fun at the church. But it doesn't mean that God's not still at work. It doesn't mean that God's still not using us. He was using them back in the days of Acts, and he'll use us too. But let's do our best to work together, even if we have conflicts, to share the gospel and to spread the grace of God, just like Paul did back in those days. Friends, take care. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you don't have conflict. I hope you don't have disputes. But if you do, just realize that God is still with you, and he's still going to help. Take care. God bless. Join us this coming Saturday. We'll have our Sabbath schools and our worship service, which will be at 9:30, and our worship service at 11 o'clock, both online and in person. So I hope that you'll come and join us and be blessed. We'll see you soon.